Not only is Dr. Mike's PhD potentially fraudulent, his black belt is also potentially very fraudulent. Okay.
So
Dare I say that him and Mr. Moneyberg may be on the same level of black belt expertise in the sport of jiu-jitsu. Watching rolling footage of Dr. Mike, I will give Dr. Mike this. He does actually live roll, and there's actual evidence of him live rolling. So that makes him a step better than Mr. Moneyberg. However, they both look very similar. They both share a common religion. They both share a bulbous, wide physique of being a little, chunky. And they're both 5'6" and thinning in the hair. But Mike has let it go. Derek has not. But anywho, a lot of similarities to draw here. A lot of similarities. But I digress. I think there should be a match between them at the next CJI. Greg Jones, make this happen. Dr. Mike versus Derek Moneyberg. Let's see it. Anywho, let's get in the meat and potatoes of this video. All right. I've done a video breaking down Dr. Mike's rolling when he was a brown belt, but since then, some more footage has been uncovered and some more information on Dr. Mike has been uncovered. Okay. For example, Greg Doucette and other high-level bodybuilders have proven that he sucks at bodybuilding.
Basic stuff that you would know, like just amazing stuff.
didn't know shit, not even the basics. And have we not seen his diet? Cereal and Gatorade? How did that work out for him?
Okay, that is not my opinion. That is of people who are in that space. I don't know anything about bodybuilding, but apparently cereal and Gatorade as a diet is not good. So if you want to see that, go Greg Doucette. Harder than last time, you know what I'm saying? But anywho, not only does he suck at bodybuilding, he also sucks at jiu-jitsu, yet proclaims to be very good and has a black belt and all this nonsense. So let's just get into his BJJ rolling, all right, as a black belt.
Like all I feel is rage.
I'm going to break down Mike's game, all right? It's a classic old man, fat guy game. Little energy expenditure, little jiu-jitsu actually used, just a lot of size and a lot of, I guess you could say, he is a strong guy, a lot of size and a lot of strength. No technique, no athletic ability, just an old man's game slash fat man's game. All right. So the first thing he does is he does the spread eagle on top. All right. He wants to be on top so he can just lay on you and wrap his hands around you. All right. He has no real passing pressure, no really passing attempts. His two passes are grab you by the waist and lay on you until you do something stupid, or let you get a triangle, and it's hard to triangle him because he's a literal square, and throw the legs over and try to pass you that way. So that's his passing techniques. Uh, Spread eagle on you and let you throw up a triangle and pass it. His bottom technique is what I like to call the shitty deep half. All right. If you've ever rolled with an older gentleman or a gentleman that is oversized or just really not in tune with the modern game of jiu-jitsu or is lazy, they'll play what is called a deep half. All right. I only go to deep half when I have nothing else to go to. I really don't want to be there because it is a bad place to be. All right. Especially in no-gi. All right. Maybe there's some more things you could do with lapels and stuff in gi, but I don't know. This is purely from a no-gi context. Deep half sucks. All right. Guys can spin around your head and get you into 411 or inside Senkaku, saddle, whatever you want to call it. And now you're in a deep leg lock position. All right. That is not where you want to be in Nogi. All right. When your heel is exposed and it's going to get cranked on. Another thing you could do is a guy could get a freaking underhook on that arm that is just chicken winged up. All right. The only thing you could do is grip your hands to keep from like not getting your arm ripped off. And they could go to either a Kimura or fly around to the other side for an armbar, what have you. Unless the guy has no idea about jiu-jitsu or is very unflexible, the deep half guard works on those guys, all right? It works on your day one jiu-jitsu guys. It works on guys that have zero hip mobility. But people that have hip mobility, somewhat athletic, and know a little bit of jiu-jitsu, there are a ton of ways to counter that, and it is hard to sweep somebody from there. I guess the best way is to just, swing yourself up and wrestle up, but that takes way too much energy for Dr. Mike to do, okay? That would require actually having maybe a stand-up game or expending energy or being able to get from your back to your feet in one smooth motion, which he cannot do, okay? As you can see, he's rolling with Nicky Ryan there, and each time he's in on a single leg, he just stays on his knees, all right? If anybody has been taught you any type of wrestling, any wrestling coach will say, do not stay on your knees on a shot, okay? That's a good way to get sprawled and go behind, all right? But Dr. Mike just stays there, all right? I don't know who gets a black belt and doesn't know basic wrestling to just, stand up with the single leg. All right. If your black belt instructor says you can just stay on both knees on a single leg and just sit there, that is not good wrestling. They may know other jujitsu, but they do not know wrestling. Okay. That is Terrible, terrible, terrible advice. All right. Jiu-jitsu, you definitely don't want to stay down there because then you're going to get guillotined and headlock choked and then your back taken and a whole bunch of crap. All right. So, yeah, that is another part of his game, the shitty half guard. Next up, we got the third old man slash fat guy technique, the turtle. All right. Old men and fat people love to just turtle because A, technically your guard hasn't been passed. B, it's hard to do anything when a guy who's kind of strong just balls up. All right. It's hard to open him up. It's hard to get a choke on a guy that size who has a rotund neck that is thicker than your thigh. All right. And B, like it's hard to get hooks in when every square inch is covered up by either muscle mass, fat, or what have you. All right. It is hard to do anything when a guy just shells up. I call it the armadillo guard. There's turtle and then there's armadillo. Most people can't do that because they're not strong. You can open them up and you can choke them. But fat guys can sit there because it's hard to do anything to them because they can just sit there. All right. I don't call that jujitsu. All right. I guess you're not getting submitted. I guess you're not getting swept. But a guy could literally just stand up and start kicking you, I guess. Like that is not. Plus, that is like terrible to roll. A guy who just, all right, I'm not gonna let you pass my guard or do anything. I'm just gonna ball up. Like that is not fun jujitsu. But yeah, so yeah, that is the third aspect of his game, the armadillo guard slash the freaking uh, impenetrable turtle guard. Lastly, another video has resurfaced of Jesse James West, where they do a bodybuilders versus cops little thing. All right, cute little competition, and one of the competitions is a freaking jujitsu competition. All right, I'm hoping the cop he went against trains for Dr. Mike's sake. I hope he trains because this guy just puts a clinic on Dr. Mike. Okay, you call yourself a black belt. I hope this guy was a black belt because he just did whatever he wanted with Dr. Mike. I mean, it could be a joke. Dr. Mike might be, doing some tomfoolery. Might have just given the guy, a freaking tap, an easy tap because it's a freaking YouTube video and it a lot of clicks and what have you. But by God, have some self-respect, Doctor. He literally laid flat on his back and did nothing, just clinched up. That is not displaying the art to somebody who maybe doesn't do the art. It'd be like, well, this jujitsu shit sucks because this guy's a black belt and I just did whatever I wanted to him. And he gets a tap at the end, dude. I mean, like, come on. I mean, there's other host of things I could critique, like his lack of being able to get concave and rounded. He just lies flat on his back. In the other video, I covered it, but oh my gosh, these guard pulls are absolutely pathetic. They are absolutely terrible. Yeah, and just his only submission I've ever seen him hit is a neck crank. Okay, that is a giant dick move, zero technique. You'd think a black belt would be able to hit, some type of choke, some type of joint lock, but no, I'm just gonna neck crank this guy. All right, against a guy his size, his weight, never trained. It took him 3.5 minutes to get a submission on, and it was a competition. They did like some type of calorie competition where if I submit you in a minute, I eat 1,000, you eat 5,000, and then if I submit you in 3 minutes, I eat 3,000, you eat 3,000. Anyway, a competition. I'm submitting that guy as fast as I can. Okay, and he's untrained. All right, he's like athletic dude. He's untrained, dude. And you're a brown belt in this video. How are you not mauling this guy so you don't have to eat so many calories? Do you want to eat that many calories? Baffles my mind. Baffles my mind that this man is a black belt. To add on to the list of things, he's potentially fraudulent. All right. I don't know if you guys have seen the video the guy dismantling his PhD thesis, and then Greg Doucette and other bodybuilding figures dismantling his terrible bodybuilding physique. I mean, this guy thinks I don't like putting people down, but this guy thinks very highly of himself.
Word swing at best. My best. And if my best isn't good enough, I'll just settle for being a, jiu-jitsu killer, famous millionaire.
And so
Has been on the record saying how great he is and everything, and how everybody else sucks, and he puts people down. So it just is nice to knock this guy down a peg when he touts and thinks so highly of himself. It's just I don't want to do that, but he kind of deserves it for the way he acts, right? In classic, weird Mike humor, he thinks he's the funniest guy alive, but all the stuff he says is just really weird, gay references or how he's Jewish or something, and it's just it's not funny, honestly. It's just a very strange humor that I personally am not a fan of. I don't find it very funny, but yeah. Anywho, enough kicking this guy while he's down. Let me know what you guys think of Dr. Mike's freaking jujitsu, and who do you think would win between him and Money Turd? I mean, that'd be a heck of a scrap. I want to see it. Anywho, Chads, please check out my other channel. I'm doing some more strength-based stuff on there. Dr. Mike will probably roast the fuck out of it, but anywho, who cares? And then Also, if you want to support the channel, check out the links below to X Marshall, Psychopharma, Strong Coffee, and Johnny Slicks. If you buy something on there, I get a little bit if you use my discount code. So helps the channel and helps create better videos. Thanks, Chads. I'll talk to you later.